Hello and welcome back to ManCave City. I'm going to start off, as I promised, a big shout out to Dan and Sully from Trade Centre. Thank you for all your help. Thank you for watching all the videos and the support. Now in this video, I'm going to be carrying on from the previous. I'm going to show you where we're at now and give you a few more updates. And then we're going to be working on something else. Okay, so I'm going to start one end and work my way through. So everything over here has been tidied up. It's looking a bit better. I've still got to get some wood to finish off this section for the floor. But office area, all nice and tidy. Everything stacked in the corner. That's all got to be sorted as and when I've got time and space to do so. Still trying to work out what or how I'm going to deal with this section, but again, that'll all take time. While I'm on this side, the wall has been done. The Christophish you can't see anymore. So we got the Groot on the end instead of the middle. Got LegoManCave. I've still got a little nod to Christophish up there. That is the old logo, not the new one, but I'm going to keep that because it's got a bit of both. Kind of keeps some sort of history in the ManCave. So then we've got the ManCave rules, we've got the Lego bag, and my clock actually works now. So nothing has changed in regards to my mech bots. They are all up there still. The city is looking absolutely fantastic. So it's all tidied up. Everything that was on it or in it that shouldn't have been has been taken out. I've got the little river stream pond thing in the middle. At the moment, I've got these buildings facing forwards. We've been doing live streams where Loki has built this. No idea what it's supposed to be. It's some sort of a house. But again, we could always incorporate it into something else. Put our little touch on it. If I move my chair out the way, I'll come over and show this side. So these might have something to do with what we're going to do in this video. You'll have to keep watching and find out. But then everything else over here, as you saw, I've got all the blue curtains up and everything else. That I've just finished building. I started it while doing a live stream. There it is. So that's looking good. Oh, and for anybody that saw the size of this gut in the last video, I do apologise. But yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. I've put the tunnels back on over the top of the sky background. I've also managed to finish this section here with what was left. Still got Batman and the helicarrier on that side. But then this is what the desk is currently looking like. So everything has been tidied up. Other than the odd mess that I'm dealing now, I've literally just finished building that. Underneath here is slowly getting sorted. So yeah, I've cut that bit of towel off, so I don't need it anymore. But yeah, I've just got to try and figure out storage-wise of having these kind of parts over here, and then go from there. And once I've figured out these parts being like all the parts that I'd need to build to go everything in one section, then we can go from there. Right, so now that that Lego set's built, that's going to go up there out the way, and that will eventually be turned into a mark, which I've just had an idea. That now makes 2 corner Marvel mocks that I wanted to get done. So I can always be a bit different and have Thor's apartment on top of Spider-Man grocery store. Hey, that's not a bad idea. So that is going to be its own video as and when I get around to it and I've got the parts to do so. Okay, so now that you're all updated on what's happened in the ManCave movement wise, I'm going to get to what I want to do in this video. So this will come out, and so has the jewellery shop, which I've put back together, the post office, which I've took the sign off, I've put the sign onto there just so it's quite clear, if that little envelope isn't, that is the post office. Now I've moved the chip shop to there. Obviously that will get modified to cover that whole gap. And then I've got the coffee shop there, even though I can't quite fit the donut on top, so that is a slight issue. But then I could always put this coffee shop into there and build it up. But as you can see, there are two massive gaps, and those massive gaps are going to be for McDonald's and KFC. So the plan is for this video to have, by the end of it, these two modified, looking a lot better, a lot more presentable, and buried into these two big gaps. So I'm going to start off with McDonald's. I'm going to take it all apart, try and strip what parts out of it I can and maybe save and reuse, but let's get started. Right, so we're about half an hour later. KFC and McDonald's have all been stripped down. I've kept what I can of the kitchen and the meals, and that is a made up sign across multiple tiles, so I've had to leave that. And then there's all the people that was in it. Now all I've got left to strip is these two. I've got 4 little 16 by 16 plates there, so now it's a case of how are we going to rebuild it and how tall has it got to be. So I've just counted the chip shop and we're looking at a height of a minimum, with roof included, of 13. So that is my target, so I've got to build it to 13. Right, okay, so that gives me an idea what I've got to do next. So I know it's going to be a 16 by 32 and it's going to be long ways, but I think the best way to do it might be in 2 halves. So then that way I can slot one in and then slot the other one in and line it up, and if I need to I can kind of adjust. Otherwise I've got one big one which I've got to try and figure out how to flatten then, and it just makes it that little bit more difficult. So it's not great, but it's not finished. But here is so far what I've got done of the McDonald's. So I've gone for the kind of beige, tan, greenish kind of look, the modern day one. I've put a couple of fries on with the McDonald's sign. Inside at the moment we've got the kitchen, we've got the counter, a couple of tills, a few tables, people all sitting down. So that is basically what we're going to see at the front. So hopefully, I mean, obviously there's no lights on it, it will be dark, but hopefully we'll see something of it anyway. Almost forgot to put the pieces up, so you can't really see it because it was a homemade sticker that's slightly smudged, but we have got some sort of a menu on there and brick burger. So now it is a case, oh, I've got to put some corner things on here so I can kind of make like a McDonald's sign coming out. But let's have a look how it fits. So width wise it fits in pretty good, but height wise we've still got a bit of work to do. And yes, I did kind of end up going against what I said at the beginning of the video, and I've done it as one big chunk. Okay, so even better, I've managed to build it up with the black. I've got my custom stickers looking a hell of a lot better. Oh yeah. And I've changed that one in there for a kids meal. So that looks pretty damn cool. For a nice quick use what you've got build, I'm pretty impressed with that. I am actually buzzing right now on how well this has turned out. So I chose to put some slopes on here for now until I can figure out what I'm going to do, like hanging off the wall kind of sign. Again, that would require like a little 2x2 sticker or some sort. So I've left it like that for now. But doors open, it fits beautifully. You can see Ronald in the window, you can see a burger in the window, so that is absolutely mint. I am buzzing with how that one's turned out. Okay, so since I last picked the camera up, you saw that McDonald's was done. I have now got the chip shop done. Stickers needed for on there, but I'll get to that eventually. At least it's boarded up. It doesn't look plain and boring and blended in with the wall. And then over here, I've also done the little coffee shop, and I've put a couple of stickered bars or printed bars onto that as well, just to make it pop out a little bit. So now there's just KFC left to do. Whew, we're getting there slowly but surely. Not only have I figured out to save myself a load of plates as well, so basically, instead of putting a lid on them and then building up the front, you ain't going to see it, so it's just a waste. So all I've done is built onto the front of the building. That one's got like a 2x16 plate and then put on top so that it drops back into the wall. Same with this one, 2x16 plate, drop back one so it blends into the wall. So the KFC one will go pretty much the same as this. They were already pre-built, and I'm not going to take them apart just to drop them back one stud. Whereas you can see here, I've actually made the majority of the wall drop back one stud where the windows go, just to give it a bit of depth and detail. And then obviously you got these columns out the front, which kind of pop a little bit as well. Okay, so that coffee shop I'm going to keep. I just need to build a back on it. Same with the jewellery shop. However, the post office is going to be taken apart, and now I'm going to rebuild the KFC. I'm thinking I might try and do it in a similar manner to the way I've done the McDonald's, because that just looks amazing. So let's see how I get on. And last but not least, here is the semi-finished KFC, or KFB. I will be getting a big sticker to go on there, just like I did for my McDonald's. But for now, that is pretty much done. I've got a golden bucket of chicken on the top, even though it looks like fries. KFC kernel in the corner. Then, just like in McDonald's, we've got the counter, we've got the kitchen sorted, a little board on the back with the menu, or as close to. People sat down at the tables. So yeah, pretty damn good. So now, just got to put it in place, and then we're done. So a lot more progress made in this video then. So you can see we got the pool, then we got McDonald's done, we got the chippy done, just need a sticker for that. We've got the coffee shop done with some advertisements on the top, and KFC looking very colourful, just need a sticker for that. And now we are finished. I've put a few more plates down here just outside the main feature places, just like we've got over here. But I am absolutely buzzing with that finale. So now I've got another pot of parts that I've got to put away and find somewhere for it to go. I've got the coffee shop, the jewellery shop, the deli, and well, they're going to be one building. But yeah, I've got a few projects to get done next, but there we have it. Everything is pretty much sorted for the raised platforms now. I've even done a little drop here for them to climb up onto the raised platform from this side. Obviously I've just got to pave it, do something over here, but I've got to do it where it doesn't affect the train, because obviously the train goes underneath. So I need to do some sort of a guardrail down each side so that it's just secured basically. Right then, so that does it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've liked these little builds. Please make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, drop us comments down below what you think if you've made it this far. And thank you very much for coming. Bye bye.